In 1995, a lowbrow script about a horny alien babe on a mating rampage landed in Hollywood's lap. What could have been straight-to-video trash got a $35 million budget, an Oscar-winning cast, and designs from the guy who birthed the alien xenomorph. At first, critics sneered. Audiences showed up anyway. The movie clawed its way to box office glory, spawned a franchise, and embedded itself in pop culture as a B-movie triumph. It was just getting started, because when it hit the VHS market, it became the most important film in the lives of every teenage boy alive in the 90s, and guaranteed its star a permanent place on the Mount Rushmore of puberty-inducing uber babes. I'm Josh Tyler for Giant Freakin' Robot, and this is why species kill. Species had every reason to flop and be forgotten. Its plot, a seductive alien hybrid hunting mates in LA, screamed derivative schlock, ripping from Alien, The Terminator, The Fly, and even Splash. Critics called it brainless exploitation, heavy on nudity and gore, light on smart. Even now, it has a dismal 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. Spawn fan Roger Ebert gave it only 2 stars, calling it derivative and lacking in smarts.
Species is a very bad movie, and one of the ways you know that is that in a science fiction movie with any brains, the alien doesn't spend most of her time taking off her bra.
It was the summer of 1995, one of the biggest and best movie summers ever. A summer dominated by blockbusters like Apollo 13, which opened a week earlier and crushed with $25 million, and other movies like Batman Forever and Pocahontas. Species was a mid-budget R-rated horror solo film led by a 19-year-old model with 0 acting experience. Her name was Natasha Henstridge, and Species thrust her into a role demanding vulnerabilities.
I don't know why I'm here. I don't know who I am, who sent me.
Seduction, and monster morphs. Director Roger Donaldson, known for thrillers like No Way Out, was tackling sci-fi for the first time.
When this project came along, my own sort of interest in science and science fiction sort of collided, and I said yes to it.
The script went through 8 drafts, starting as a cop procedural before leaning into sleaze. Add 90s anxieties over genetic engineering and alien invasion tropes already worn thin by Independence Day hype. From the outside, it looked like MGM had bet $35 million on a film that could alienate family audiences and feminists alike, with its naked female monster as a sexual threat.
Please, I want a baby.
What?
As the movie's release date drew closer, things only looked worse. Early test screenings were middling, and buzz focused more on tabloid hype than substance. Then, Species kicked ass anyway. By every measure, Species was a smash. It opened to $17.1 million, MGM's biggest debut of 1995, trailing only Apollo 13, which, if you recall, opened at $25 million. Species raked in $113 million worldwide, a huge profit margin. Audiences, who thanks to all the tabloid furor over the movie's nudity were all men, loved it. But that was just the start of the movie's success. Species kicks off with a bang. Scientists at a SETI lab splice human DNA with alien code from a cosmic message. The result? Syl, a rapid-growing hybrid girl who looks innocent but packs superhuman strength, smarts, and a killer instinct. When they try to gas her, young Syl, played by a young Michelle Williams, busts out, morphs into adult form, and hits LA on the prowl to mate and breed an unstoppable species. Her drive? Primal, seductive, deadly. She lures men, then murders if they don't measure up. Enter the team. Government boss Xavier Finch rounds up mercenary Press Lennox, biologist Laura Baker, anthropologist Stephen Arden, and empath Dan Smithson. Their mission? Hunt Syl before she spawns doom. It's a cat-and-mouse chase through clubs, hotels, and sewers. Syl shifts shapes, regenerates, and unleashes tentacles. The climax? A fiery showdown where humanity barely wins, but a mutated rat hints at more war. Species blends alien terror with erotic thriller vibes. It's sleazy, gory, and paced like a rocket. No deep philosophy, just visceral fun. The hottest babe on the planet is a seductive predator who doesn't like wearing clothes. That's the hook. In retrospect, it's insane that anyone thought this wouldn't work. Species wasn't born from a visionary auteur. Writer Dennis Feldman pitched it in 1987 as The Message.
And this idea and this treatment I originally had was called The Message.
A cop procedural about alien invasion via DNA. Studios passed. He retooled it into a 1993 spec script snagged by producer Frank Mancuso Jr. MGM greenlit it, tapping Roger Donaldson for his thriller chops. Feldman wanted a grounded hunt. Donaldson amped the action and added lots of sex. 8 script drafts later, it leaned into exploitation. H.R. Geiger, fresh off Alien's Oscar, designed Sill's alien form. Biomechanical, sexy, terrifying. Steve Johnson's XFX built practical suits and puppets. Boss Film Studios handled CGI morphs, including early motion capture. Despite its exploitation nature, Donaldson assembled an improbably stacked ensemble. Ben Kingsley, post-Gandhi Oscar, plays the arrogant Fitch.
We decided to make it female so that it would be more docile and controllable.
Uncomfortable but committed. Michael Madsen brings Reservoir Dogs grit as the no-nonsense press.
Laura, I think this is strictly a search and destroy operation.
Alfred Molina's Arden is the comic relief intellectual.
And what exactly might they be?
Forrest Whitaker's empath Dan senses vibes but annoys some.
What qualifies you for that?
I feel things deeply, that's all.
Mark Helgenberger grounds the team as the sharp doc.
If that is a cocoon, she'll be fully grown now.
Fully grown.
All pros elevating B material. That's nice. None of them mattered. Remember, Species' hook is that audiences are going to watch the hottest babe on the planet whip off her clothes and devour men. That means there's only one casting decision of consequence, and that's who plays Sill. And let's be honest here, the most important thing about Sill, in order for any of that to work, is how she looks. So they hired 19-year-old Natasha Henstridge, a model with no acting experience and the body of a goddess.
I flew back to New York, I found out I got the movie, I decided to pack up my stuff, and that was it. That was the end of modeling for me. I'm like, yes, my out.
And somehow, she not only nails the look with her genetics, she nails the performance too. She doesn't have many lines, but uses her unnaturally perfect beauty to capture Sill's eerie innocence and feral hunger. Her nudity, hyped in tabloids and men's mags, drove buzz. Henstridge's poise made Sill iconic. Thanks to Henstridge, Species thrives on taboos. It's horny horror. Sill's mating quest means steamy seductions turning gore fest. Nude scenes aren't just gratuitous. They're plot fuel, blending eros and terror. Geiger's designs shine in dream sequences and transformations. Surreal, biomechanical nightmares. CGI does not hold up at all, but it was cutting edge at the time and it was the talk of nerds everywhere. Christopher Young's score pulses with tension. Critics called it derivative, but that's the charm. It owns its B-movie roots. Fast pace, jump scares, creature reveals. No pretension, just entertainment. Species hit like a meteor. Male frenzy over Henstridge's nude scenes packed theaters. It influenced cryptids. Some linked Puerto Rico's chupacabra sightings to Sill's design. And it popularized DNA splicing tropes, echoing in later films like Splice. In VHS and late-night pay cable reruns, it soon gained almost legendary status, whispered about by teenage boys who still didn't have the internet, and sought out in shady corner video stores willing to rent R-rated movies to teens without IDs. Species became a cultural touchstone for guys in the 90s, a rite of passage, and Natasha Henstridge became a sex symbol who every man knew, while women barely knew she existed at all. The franchise? There were low-quality sequels that were largely ignored, and Henstridge's acting career never really took off. She's still thought of as the girl from Species, but that's something she should be proud of. In a decade of blockbusters, Natasha's mid-tier monster lusted its way to the top. Sleaze with substance, horror with heat. A one-of-a-kind cultural touchstone shared among men of the type that'll probably never happen again. Want to see more Wyatt Guilds? Do all that YouTube stuff to support this video, and consider becoming a GFR producer. You'll be able to watch the uncensored version of this video, and all our videos that YouTube won't let us show to a general audience. Until next time, I'm Josh for Giant Freakin' Robot.